play Shadowrun here. We're got two new people here tonight, joining us to play some more Shadowrun. We're back to our weekly schedule, so thanks for being patient while we were had. I got married. That was sort of big, and then we had JJ, who was also out of the country, doing cool stuff for vacation. So we're all set, ready to go, and we'll go ahead and introduce our players like we typically do. Let me go ahead and get the fancy dancy mute button here.
Ethically, and I was like, I'm shooting the kid in the face.
That's a phrase to come into.
Yeah. I did it.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, this is Shadowrun, where we shoot people in the face. We'll go ahead and start with Wade Pool, and go ahead and describe your character, what you do, what you look like, and then we'll move it along.
Looks very similar to this.
Except backwards, right? You're mostly black with a little bit of red.
No, I'm pretty red. I have lots of guns, and I shoot lots of people. And that's pretty much all I do. Oh, I talk a lot of shit, too.
And blow up friends.
Oh,
You kill a friend one time!
it's all
You'll
it
never let me
takes.
down ever again.
That's all I had.
All right. Next up, we have the one, the only, the Tinker.
I'm Tinker. I tinker about with things in my shop most of the time. I don't really care who lives or dies. I tend to shoot people with my drone, and most of the time I stay in the van, just so everybody's clean.
Don't get in my fucking van.
You can get in the van, just don't expect me to get out.
It's true. Next up, we have the one, the only, Maverick.
Howdy, folks. Maverick here. I'm a gunslinger. Have a little bit of magic in me. And, just kind of all around, glue the party, make sure that the job gets done and gets done correctly. That's what I'm here for.
That is absolutely just the most beautiful intro I think I've heard so far today. Next up,
Ouch.
right. Next up, we have a new face here, the Crippler.
All right, I guess. So I'm a mage or magician, I guess. I always wear a really fancy suit. And I'm pretty cocky about most things.
Now, who are you playing? Because I know that's a really good description of yourself, but like...
That's fair. I'm kind of new, so I had to make it easy. I
That's
couldn't
fair.
pick a whole new personality.
That's fair. That's fair. Then, last but not least, we have the Mysterious Lotus, or ML for short.
Best for last. I get it. I creep in from the shadows, and I will assassinate you. I will pick locks. You just better watch out, because I blend in with the night.
Wait, you creep? You're really gonna like my van.
Jeez, okay.
I don't like vans. I like
It has no windows. It's fantastic.
Oh,
No one will hear you scream.
Oh.
Maybe that's not the best way to introduce yourself to the new party members.
Ooh, a girl! Get in my van.
Do you like candy?
Oh, jeez. So, we have a, last we left off forever and ever ago, you guys took a bit of a trip to meet up with the head of the rats, a gentleman named OP, looking up for a new job opportunity, as you guys completed the first one in, sort of spectacular colors, as, helicopters were dropping out of the sky in the middle of Seattle. But you did what you had to do, because they were also just blowing up cars that looked like your cars in Seattle as well. So making sure that you took care of business the proper way. Without really dragging too much attention to yourselves. With the help of the rats who are sort of diverging traffic as well. You two, the Cripple and Mysterious Lotus, get receive comm messages from your fixers saying, "I got a really cool job for you. You guys have been, you guys are doing all right for runners, financial wise. But here's a little extra cash that's going to be putting yourselves with one of the bigger, if not the biggest, gang in Seattle." So they go ahead and give you the details to meet up at a place called the Rat's Den in Upper Seattle, which is like the fancier portion of Seattle compared to Lower Seattle. Is more like the scums and the slums of Seattle. It is roughly about 10 a.m. on the West Coast when you guys arrive at this actually extremely nice looking house, almost mansion in size. You see a multitude of nicer cars and motorcycles parked out front. But this is the address that your fixer gave you for ahead of the biggest Seattle gang. The three original party members, Waypool, Maverick, and Tinker, you guys show up a little bit first and are greeted by a dwarf that has a giant battle axe sort of strapped to his back. And he goes, "Names."
Well, howdy there. This is Maverick, Tinker, and Waypool. We were at a meeting here today.
You got a name of who you're meeting with?
I believe it's OP.
His eyes sort of go wide for a little bit. Looks over his shoulder. I'll be right back with you. Please stand right here.
Like right here, or
And then shuts the door.
all right.
A few moments later, the dwarf again, but he has his axe sort of in his hand and opening the door for you as he sort of opens the door and then stands by the open door, sort of allowing you to enter into the Rat's Den. Inside is a fancy-looking living room that has a ton of open seating. You do see there are quite a few people. Looks like a mixed lifestyle. You can definitely tell this is like a mostly of runners. You have people who are wearing the nice fancier suits, and you also have the people who are looking like they're wearing whatever they found outside on the street. A little bit from column A to column B. You see there are an assortment of drugs sort of being passed around as well. But you do see in the corner a single elf who's sort of sitting almost on a throne, just sort of twiddling a pen in his hand.
Guys, that guy's the main character. I can tell by his pink hair.
Like main character, like in a story, like.
Yeah.
Wait, well, I thought we were keeping your novel secret for a while. I didn't think we were going to tell everybody about it. This is the main character in your novel?
This is all just one big story. You'll learn one day.
Wait, I'm confused. Are you like a writer now? Like
Yeah.
you're just doing this on the side?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
So,
Can't think of
friends,
anything witty to say.
you see the elf sort of plop down off of his almost throne-like chair, and so you must be the individuals who brought me some cargo, yes?
Well, that depends. Were you the one that was getting the delivery out of that bar down there, or what?
No, we were the ones that delivered to the bar.
We were the ones that delivered to the bar. But
Yeah.
I'll digress.
You were the sender, basically. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to say?
Yeah, you know, on the package where it says "from," that's us.
Yeah, that's what the sender is. But yeah. I
Oh,
get it.
gotcha. You get the he's very outgoing, very mindful of his words. Definitely knows his way around a conversation. Uh, so, we're waiting for two others to get here. Once they get here, you'll have your running crew, and we'll go on and talk about the aspects of this next run that you guys going on for you. Now, they are newer on the scene, so you guys may have to show them how it's done a little bit. But, and he sort of looks over to you. Now, these ones have to stay alive. Understand? These
I can't make any promises.
Wait,
Let's be
wait.
let's
How
be
That's
many
fair.
people know about your incident there, Pool?
I made a blog about it.
Oh,
Really hit
so
deep.
like the whole net knows.
I sent emails.
I mean, I sneezed and I found it on the net, so...
All right. Well,
It's just a selfie of me and your chunks.
Jesus. So yeah, there are gonna be two newer runners. I'm sure they won't. Just make sure they get where they need to go. And heads back towards through the door that leads off to a kitchen area. Through the kitchen, you can sort of see there's a large armamentarium with very vivid plant life inside. And as he begins to move throughout the house, you see the plants are sort of attracted and sort of sway in the same way he does. You shortly after hear another knock at the door, and you see the dwarf sort of and opens the door. This time, Mysterious Lotus and Crippler, you are at the door. And you see a dwarf with a hand and a battle axe that looks more irritable than most people do at 10 a.m. What's your names?
Mysterious Lotus.
And the crippler.
Really? That's...
I don't
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, boss, these two? And he sort of turns around to the kitchen. Ah, yes, please. Look, come in. You guys are weirdly on time. I like it. It's something you don't see a lot in Seattle. Yeah, you guys begin to walk in again. You see the same sort of scene a lot. So there's multiple people inside of the front living room area. There is a staircase that does lead upstairs as well. But it's weird. There's a lot of chaos going on, but you hear in the background some classical music that's sort of playing as well. It's a very weird mixture of chaos but also a little bit of serenity going on. He goes ahead and takes you downstairs and pulls a single light switch down, and you see a safe area, armory almost, open up, and in front of you is like I said, an armory, but it has glass walls that come up in front. Please, come in. We have much to talk about and not a whole lot of time.
All right. Much obliged.
Do I know, with my technical knowledge, do I know what this is? Is it like high tech, cool skiff mode?
It is higher tech. You're looking around at the... go ahead and roll a perception test for me.
Two hits.
2 hits. It's not with your knowledge of tech and stuff like that. Roughly about every 2 or 3 meters on the wall is a speaker that's built into the wall. But in the top, you see there is a jammer that's sort of rotating in the ceiling. Any devices that's device rating 4 or lower are currently jammed. So if you have like a lower end comlink or anything of that nature, it sort of just goes offline. It's very staticky.
I forgot to charge my phone again. Dang it.
it's unfortunate for you, but luckily
Is
you
your
won't be
phone
needing
just
it.
a cup with a string on it?
Yes.
Is that how you communicate with us?
Yeah.
Hello?
um, so there is a he just sort of stand by the door and sort of puts his hand on the wall. There's nothing on it, but he puts his hand on the wall, and it sort of scans down his hand, where the once clear glass becomes blackened, so that way no one can see it, and a table begins to rise up from the middle.
This is quite the process.
Well, when you get this much money, it's quite the luxury you can have.
That is
Energy
a
though must
fancy,
be
fancy
stupid.
table.
Can you turn it into a gym? Is there like multiple functions? Can you like, boop,
No, the gym's
Soundgarden, boop?
all the way
Bar.
upstairs in the.
If I point at a wall and say, "What's behind door number 1?" Am I gonna have a hot girl in a new car?
I
This
don't.
isn't a game show.
He goes ahead and
What's a
sits
game show?
at the head of the table and sort of offers his hand out. As you guys do see, there are some chairs that are beginning to come up with the table as well.
Can you like move the chairs, or are they like stuck?
No, they're movable. It looks like it's one giant platform that's coming up. That sort of allows the everything to sit tight.
Do I see like a butler or like some sort of maid nearby?
No, it's just you guys, and OP. You
I'll
guys
take-
actually cannot even see out of the room because the windows have got blackened.
I'll take a seat.
I'm gonna take a seat and I'm gonna whisper to Wade Pool and ask him how many grenades he has currently.
5.
Are they
Okay.
just like bandoliered across your chest too? Like
I'm
open,
going
or-
to instruct.
I usually have 2 hanging on my belt, none of the rest are in my backpack.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to instruct my agent, Socrates, or
Yep.
Socrates, if you feel like pronouncing it correctly, to make a grenade count at the bottom of every person's optical, whatever they're using, goggles, glasses, eyes, so that they constantly know how many grenades Wade Pool has.
I am so sorry. That's 5 fragmentation and 11 high explosive.
Thank you. Yes, for Socrates.
I also have like 12 confetti bombs and
Well, I had 20 stun grenades, but that's beside the point.
So OP sort of sits down. So, you guys were able to complete the last job relatively easy. There was a little bit of a couple of hiccups, but we're hoping this next one will be a bigger score for you guys.
Hiccups.
Yeah, you know, the things that you're just like, you go gasp for breath.
I can't
we
hiccup
don't-
anymore. I had a
we
spleen taken back in Mexico.
I was just wondering what the hiccups were. That seemed like business as usual to me.
Well, I mean,
feel
for
like-
us,
I
it
feel
was
like-
a hiccup. We
Yeah.
don't want people being exploded in the middle of Seattle.
Oh, I forget we're in different lines of business. That's my bad.
It's completely okay. Anyway, but this one is going to be a break and enter, if you will.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. That's the reason why you were brought here, so you can go ahead and get inside of the one of the probably biggest vaults inside of Seattle.
Rules of engagement?
Excuse me, what? Sorry.
Can I kill people?
If
know, can you?
necessary.
Is there a negative to if I kill people?
like, are we gonna lose money? Is what he's trying to ask.
And how much? Because it's actually
You'll
matters to
lose
him.
all of it if it ties back to us.
So untraceable bullets. Got it.
It's fine. I'll just put love Aries in their blood. It's fine.
That's perfect. But yeah, looking for probably one of the bigger safes in Seattle. Issue is, it may be underneath you know, the government building that's in downtown.
Oh, those are the biggest criminals. I'll put air bullets in them.
I mean, that's what they say at least. But you know, they have the high-end metal detectors. They have security guards. They have probably drones. I don't know what else they have. But it's a pretty good payout if you can grab what we need.
What kind of payout?
Nguyen is
No, I want it Monopoly money.
I mean, I could
Don't
probably
tempt
order
me.
some of that. It's cheaper for me at least.
Let's talk about New Yen first, and then we'll go over the conversions later.
Sure. We're looking at 50,000 per.
50 down. All right. So. All right.
So 50,000 a head here. But in a more serious note, kill if you have to. We prefer it not to be the first thing that people go to. But I understand there's a art form to it when needed correctly.
Well, this is great. Good meeting. All we have to do is get inside this building. We get 50,000 New Yen. Sounds like there's no other questions that need to be asked. So,
Like maybe what are we getting?
you ruined it. I thought we just walk in there and get paid.
Well, nothing's ever that easy, Tink. All right.
It's a microchip. That's all.
Like one of them like scientific things. Like that
Yeah,
you
it's a
look
little
through?
like this.
It's
You're
the
like-
chips you donate, bud.
Oh, I was thinking of a microscope. Never mind. My bad.
And what does this microchip do?
It's not what it does. That's what it has on it. You see, it sort of is a key that may turn on some missiles at a nearby satellite.
What do you need the missiles for?
Are you pointing them at Seattle?
No, because that would kill me.
Then I don't give a shit.
We're just looking to even the score a little bit.
Even the like, did you lose a bet and you're trying to get back at them or something, or what?
Yeah. Yes, exactly it.
Are they nuclear?
I don't know.
Fuck it.
Well, it's 50.
Are they actually missiles? I'm concerned.
Yeah. It's one of the armed satellites in space. Ares made it, just in case of bug attacks like Seattle or in Chicago.
So what you got for security? You got any sort of blueprints, layouts? You got an inside man at all, or?
We do have this, and he sort of presses a button on the table, and a 3D projection shows up of the government building. It does show that it does have 10 floors, but it also does have a singular elevator shaft that goes down to a single floor.
Another one of those deep elevator shafts. Got it.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
We got some intel that it's gonna be in this obvious place to keep stuff, because what you wouldn't keep it on the other 10 floors, other people might get to it. We don't know what kind of security is looking like on that floor. We don't know where the chip is located in the floor. We just know it's behind a very big vault.
On the basement floor?
Correct.
B1, B2?
B1. There's only one. There's only one floor.
Now, can my technologically savvy friend here get like a copy of this? Is that possible?
It can be for 5,000 off of pay.
That's cheap.
Come on,
I-
now. We're
I-
already doing this. What? Go ahead, Tink. You got something to say?
I can get this myself for way cheaper.
All right.
I pull out my deck and take a picture of it. Click.
Oh yeah, because you got the like
Too
super
slow.
deck.
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
not
you
at all.
I thought you were talking about a copy of the chip that gets us missile codes. I was like, $5,000 for missile codes. Awesome.
Part of me is also wondering how hard it is to get to space. I feel like stealing from the satellite's going to be way easier than this dirt floor. Like,
Ajonas, well played. Well played. Anyway.
Well, guess we're keeping that money then. All right. Do y'all have anything to say, newbies? Greenhorns, you too? Any questions?
By the way, I'm Wade Pool. That's Maverick. We call him Dad.
Well, only my daughter calls me Dad.
Whatever, Dad.
Anyways,
I can't keep a straight face. I'm so sorry.
welcome to the team. I'm sure you'll be able to give us a short dossier on what y'all can do for us, but we'll wait till we're just us, just in case, you know. guys
before
don't
we
wanna
go,
share
if
any
you'd all like to link comm links with us so that we're constantly in communication and can
Yeah.
see what other people see, that would be cool.
Yeah, I never remember that tech stuff. That's what he's here for. So
That was
You get 3 numbers appear that are, and I will let Wade Pool explain to you that he has grenades, and that is the number of grenades he has.
So we know when to run.
Exactly.
Is that okay?
So I should stay away
Did you hear the story?
from him.
I,
What story?
we'll share that story when we're in closed company. Okay?
I'll send you a link to my blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll read your blog. I probably should have done that before this.
Basically, he dropped a grenade and killed a friendly, and killed
There's
Spirit too. But you know,
There's pictures online.
yeah, it's
The
kind of
internet has everything.
So, all right. So, so where are we bringing this chip, sir?
JJ, go ahead and roll perception.
Okay.
We're bringing it right back here, if that's okay with you guys.
No drop off point. You just want to bring it right here.
That'd be absolutely wonderful.
What if
Perception.
I mean, would you want to hand that off to anybody but yourself?
I'm just saying, like, what if there's like a tracking thing on it?
Well, that's what we invited that tech guy for, to make sure that nothing like that happens.
So our perception is perception plus.
Intuition.
Intuition.
Thank you.
Now, Maverick, this seems like I'm being asked to do more than was originally bargained for. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're part of this team.
Oh shit! I dropped one.
What do you think this truly costs for your end of this deal, since you're doing most of the heavy lifting?
Well, I think that we can get the chip, but can we get the chip and make sure it's intact and get out without them realizing that we have it and bring it back here? Because it seems to me that if they realize that we've taken this chip, you know, they could switch the codes, make a new chip, and you don't have access to missiles. So, as far as the tech side of this goes, it is not what I would call easy. It's not a walk in the park, or a milk run, as we like to call it.
Well, we are getting 50K. Yes. My associate here brings up a valid point. Is there any way we could potentially get a little bit of incentive, more? Perhaps maybe some of that money up front, or perhaps additional amount up front, and then we still get the 50,000 on delivery.
How much are you looking up front?
Well, we would need to gather supplies,
Parts and
perhaps
labor.
parts and labor, as she said. She's already on top of it.
Talk about money.
So I don't know, about
50
10,000
front?
a piece. 50. You want just 50% up front? I'm trying to add it on top of it, but
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. 50,000 up front.
oh wow. So
You want me to
double it.
double?
Not each total. Up front.
So
50,000 to the
So
group.
you're asking for 10,000 each.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
pretty
was
much.
gonna ask anyway. Yeah.
same page. It's wonderful.
Look at the synergies have been built.
Already.
We're unstoppable.
So since you're the one heading this conversation, go ahead and roll, or Maverick, excuse me. Go ahead and roll influence, but you go ahead and get a point of edge.
All right. I'm going to. How much is it to add one? Is it 2?
Yes, 2 to add 1.
All right, I will add 1 twice. So I have 4 successes.
Okay, he'll roll his dice pool. He puts his fingers together and sort of taps them, looks around. It's doable. Frustrated, but doable.
Well, I mean, you can always
So
look at
makes
it
you-
this way. You can't expect a butcher to cut you a slab if you don't give him the right tools to do it. So with this, you're investing valuable money into a long-term investment.
Right. Yeah. He pulls out a cred stick. Give me your cred sticks, and I'll go ahead and give you guys the 10,000 apiece up front.
Much obliged, sir.
He goes ahead, and everyone can add 10,000 new yen to your character sheet.
I just put a 1 in front of my numbers.
It's fair.
It's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. You, and he points over to Crippler. Now, your part in this is a little trickier, because they don't allow magic inside of the government building. It's hard to tame. People don't understand it. It scares them. All the other shenanigans. But part of that lock does require a series of spells.
Okay.
I don't know how you're gonna get in, to be honest. But just a heads up for that. I don't know what kind of tech they have to detect you, but I know that's part of the locking mechanism on it, according to the information I was given.
On the container for the chip, or on the
The
like
vault.
a door?
The
Like
vault
what?
itself, it's from the information that we're given.
Alright.
Unfortunately, I don't have exactly what kind of vault it was with how to get with A, B, and C. The last time that this vault was looked into was roughly about 25 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
It is. So I can't guarantee how updated
But
it
half these
is.
people were in Pampers back in that
So
day.
the product might not even be in there.
It's in there. I would be extremely surprised if they moved it somewhere else.
All right. Well, anybody else got any questions before we skedaddle?
I actually don't know the newbies' names.
We'll worry about that later. Right now, we're doing business.
Yes. Do you have any questions for me, magic related? Any sort of anything else?
Are you magic? Is that what you're asking? Like magic related?
Is there a sort of magicist term that Drew can use right now? Are you one of them there
Hey, magic questions.
fancy spell guys?
Are you the magic?
No, I have magic too. It's just funny that he's like, anybody asking any
That's
questions
true.
magic related? Are you some kind of wizard? All right.
That's not the first time you've uttered those words in that order. Maverick says that all the time. Some sort of.
Anything else I can help you find wonderful people with?
We should get out while we still can.
I think we've got it figured out. I mean, you already gave us our money so far, so we'll see you when we get the chip. And with that, I will get up and then walk towards the door and wait for him to open it like a puppy trying to go outside.
All right. You go ahead and begin to head outside. Like I said, it is roughly after you guys have the meet and stuff. Probably 10:30 in the morning.
So early.
It is super early, but you have the day ahead of you. What would you guys like to do?
All right, now we can share names and we can share stories, do whatever. So,
Bonding time.
Greenhorns, introduce yourselves. Tell us what you're good at.
I am the Mysterious Lotus, and I am good at breaking into things and stealthing and getting in and out without leaving a trace.
All right, so
Handy.
it's
Yep.
good to know. And Crippler.
Yeah, I'm Crippler. I'm a mage, and a lot of what I do is not gonna be very useful here.
Do you do the killing?
I do a lot of the killing. Yeah.
You and Wade Pool will get along very well.
I think I'm pretty sure anybody that does killing will get along with Wade Pool as long as they're not killing each other. So
Even then, I don't know.
Yeah, they could be fun for us.
all right. So my understanding is this is a government building, so we're gonna have to figure some kind of plan. So
I immediately want to research this tech, and I'd like to know if I can just make this chip on my own and not have to steal it.
all right. While you're doing that,
Okay, go on.
Josh is like, God damn, another path I didn't think about.
I gotta write something down real quick. Does anybody else have any ideas about how we're gonna get into? Maybe somebody has some contacts that they need to contact.
Oh, yes.
Talk about maybe somebody can find out more information about this vault. Maybe we can find somebody that knows somebody. Maybe with Stealth Girl over there, we can get some eyes on the building, see what kind of tech they have, just visible, that kind of stuff. We're gonna have to scout it out pretty good. So, ready, break.
Ready, break.
I see you're both dealing with Ares predators. You only pistol users?
Pretty much.
That is the last
I'm a-
resort for me.
I'm just gonna look at the small elf one and be like, hand it.
You don't have to give him your gun just because he puts. his
Shut
hand
up,
out.
Dad.
I think I should listen to Dad.
Yeah, I'm holding on to mine too.
You'll get it back.
You mean you don't trust the person that dropped a grenade at his buddy's feet?
I mean,
Odd.
I mean,
Fuck
you did
it.
read the blog, right?
Really, he treats his weapons like his children, and your weapon also like his children. So
I'm gonna field strip this pistol.
Or you're just gonna
Okay,
see. This is what I'm talking about. He's just taking it apart, right in
I
front of
cover
you.
his eyes as he's doing it.
I'm gonna field strip the pistol, and I'd like to observe. Do I need to roll? Do you want me to roll perception for checking
no,
the details?
no, you have gun knowledge.
Gunsmithing.
I mean, it's nothing fancy. It's pretty much. You didn't put any upgrades into it, did you? Your 2 Ares Predators?
She put a suppressor on both of them. At
Yeah.
least I don't know.
Yeah,
well,
I think,
they came with that.
I think they.
They came with smart links. They came with smart links.
Yeah,
came with
so
smart
they,
link.
they have a smart
Oh,
link
yeah,
system
they
and
added
then a silencer that was added to both. Other than that, they are pretty stock.
How worn?
Brand new.
Never been fired.
You actually see
Even
no
done a-
gunshot residue on the inside of the barrel.
Okay.
I clean it every night.
I'm gonna add a little bit more
There's a
oil in
tag
certain
on it.
places that I like. From experience, knowing like where they usually wear down the most, add a little bit more there.
They're relatively new. They're not like, oh, I went right before here. I stopped and grabbed me a couple of Ares Predators just in case. But they are well taken care of.
Okay. As a little side note, it means I like you more now because you take care of guns.
Yes.
I'm gonna hand them back. And I'm just gonna look at the other one
Flip
like,
'em in.
yeah, I'm gonna look at you like, I bet yours are disgusting.
So I guess I'm just gonna pull out
His has probably never been
nasty
used
looking
ever.
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the oil is well since been like faded away.
There's a piece of gum stuck on it. It's not worth-
Cobweb.
I'm just gonna clean that one as we proceed to go do like other things.
Oh, hi, Luna.
Might want to put a glove on first.
They're always on.
All right. Tech guy. We need.
You know my name. He did it. That's acceptable.
Oh, I thought
Dad
we were
doesn't
just
forget
using-
my name.
I thought we were just using like, you know. Anyway, Tink. We need kind of like plans if you can get them, like better plans than that picture that you took.
Yeah, I'll work on recreating it.
I have image goggles, so you can just
Go ahead
you
and
can get some good
roll
points.
engineering for me, by the way.
Engineering. Does this happen to be gunnery?
It is a microchip is not gunnery, unfortunately.
Right? I mean, the missiles are. I'm just throwing that out there.
How we getting down there? That's the real question.
How far away is it?
It's the government building, isn't it like middle of downtown?
Middle of downtown.
Yeah.
Well,
To
why don't we
answer your
just go-
question, about 45-minute drive. I lied. You guys are upper in Seattle. It's probably like a 25-minute drive.
How much
Don't
edge
think-
do I have to spend to make my 4s into 5s? Isn't that a thing
2.
I can do?
It's 2
But
Okay.
for 1.
it's a 1-for-1 thing.
Oh,
You can
so
do
if
it
I have
multiple times.
if I have 3 4s, I'd have to spend 6.
6,
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not do that.
You can also use 5 to reroll all your misses.
I don't know that I have that much edge to spare.
It's a new session, so we are at full edge, by the way.
I don't even. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have my 7 edge anymore. I'm still
I'm fucking sending it. Alright, I'm spending 5 edge.
Are you sure? What if he just like crit hits this and just like We can make it. All right, here we
You
go.
actually have one in your shoe.
Weirdly enough, this is the exact same code you put in your drones. It's weird.
Yeah, I only got 5 hits.
Unfortunately, it's not something you can make, but it's something you could understand the code behind it, but without actually like sitting down and looking at what kind of different either backdoors or security they have on the chip, it's sort of hard to tell how it's created.
Okay. With these 5 hits, do I know how long I need to sit in the room looking at this code to recreate it? If I wanted to recreate it in the room and then put it back and then leave.
What qualities do you have?
Why don't you just
analytical
make
mind.
a fake duplicate and swap it?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. You and I are on the same
okay.
page.
Cool.
Analytical mind, gearhead. Is that?
Well, I don't want to create. I don't want to leave the fake because I'm worried that the real one has some sort of tracking on, or some sort of indicator that I'm not going to catch. So I'd rather, if I can, I'd rather make a workable one that is new that I know doesn't have any crap on it, so that they don't think anything's missing and they're not looking for it. But that's a good idea too. If I have to swap it and just put a fake in there that can pass off as it.
You know, I watched this
I'll do that
trid
too.
one time, and this guy, he was like in this place, and he had to take something and put something else there. I think a sandbag might be pretty good in that case.
Yes,
you know.
exactly. Microchips are very close to sandbags.
If we think about it, the guy said the thing's never been open for 25 years. So if they know we were there, they're probably going to know what we're there for. And even if they find the fake, they're going to know it's a fake. And if they don't know we were there because we're sneaky, they're not going to know it's gone because they never opened up the case anyways.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's cameras that we need to disable, and I bet there's a vent leading into the room, so we don't have to open the door at all.
Analytical
Always loves to make vents way too small.
Well,
Good thing I'm double jointed.
are you also a contortionist?
Perhaps a cat.
I am
you-
cat-like.
Can you turn into a mouse or maybe a bat?
Or a mush.
I have zero
Can you push
magic.
yourself? Nobody can turn into anything like that.
Can I have wait? Can I resolve this?
Yeah.
You asked me what qualities I have. The only one I think would be any relevance is analytical mind.
Giving again, it's without looking at how much code is actually on the chip. If it's as much as you with 5 hits would think would be on, looking at it, understanding, and recreating would probably take 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. What about creating a passable fake beforehand? Like it won't be functional, but it'll look.
You'd have to. It's doable. You just have to know what the chip looks like.
Okay.
Well, you know what that means. We gotta go down there. Check out the place.
Well, Dad, stealth one. You want to go scout it out?
Let's do it.
Well, he did say that they have things to check magic out, so maybe the people that aren't magic should go, aka not the guy in the red tuxedo either.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be there.
Right, you're wearing red too. I was talking
No,
about Pool
I was-
over there.
I don't have any magic.
I know, but you're also wearing a red suit that says, "Hey, look at me! I've got guns and grenades on me."
It's fine.
Alright.
I want to pull up like satellite imagery of where this building is.
Okay. Go ahead and roll electronics.
But yes, I do think that the stealth wonder, and probably, well, since Tinker's not gonna go in there, it's got to be you then. So.
I gotta. Yeah, let's see what it looks like first.
You always gotta have the distraction while the other one sneaks around back.
4 hits.
Alright.
4 hits. It's easy enough. More or less, just go Google Maps this place, and you see a rather decently wide building, but it is only 10 floors tall. What information are you looking for?
I want to know if there's street parking. Can I park next to the building?
You can. It looks like it is in the middle of this downtown square, so you can actually park surrounding the building.
Okay. I can drive there and just do my thing where I sit in my van forever. And
Yeah, they'll
I have
launch that
a
van.
bunch. I have a bunch of sensors and stuff where I can like listen in to what people are saying as they're leaving and see if I can find any relevant social information.
Perhaps we could. Can you like maybe piggyback into their systems or something? Maybe find some like delivery manifests. Maybe we could
Maybe.
heist our way in there.
You've been reading some fancy books, Dad. A minute ago, you didn't know how to use your phone. Now you know about piggybacking?
I'm just making up words now, so I don't even know what piggybacking really means, other than like you carry somebody, like, you know. On the back.
As you make that motion, I hop on your back.
Good. How much do you weigh? 'Cause
I'm just a normal human. Like, just think of like as
As much
it's
as I know.
probably like 220.
Yep, I just collapsed.
Dad, you're frail as fuck.
I can only carry 90 kilograms, so I just.
I don't know what that is in American.
In American, he said.
I don't know what that is in American.
Those of you who are new, this game is in kilograms and meters instead of feet and pounds, because. Right on.
Because the future is about meters.
But then they go ahead and use like Nuyen and weird shit.
That's not really like that weird.
Yeah, you can only carry
Uh,
198
But
pounds.
198 pounds, yeah. I just
Yeah.
looked it up.
Dang.
Almost.
Almost. You just gotta like go on the diet for like a month and a half and you can carry it.
I gotta lose weight. How about we build some muscle, Dad? Get some gains.
I feel like if he takes off his weapons and grenades, he'll probably be able to carry it.
Well, that's a solid point. That's the weight without weapons.
Yeah, you definitely can't carry it.
I probably crushed your ass.
So you don't need a lot of strength to hold these up.
What do I know about the security, at least technological security of this place? Is the host going to be ultra hard to get into? Like, how does it compare to like megacorps and stuff?
If it's anything like government nowadays, their security will be shit because the government doesn't pay for nothing.
If it's like the government now, they're going to walk into our van and hand us the chip.
Wow.
I'm a privacy nerd. They don't do well.
You know, obviously a corp, like an actual corp building, will have like 10 or higher, probably for a rating. Government buildings are like 7 or 8.
All right.
Still better than I thought.
Okay, I can go there and try. If other people want to follow up other leads.
And I know we're a little rusty, but remember, most dice pools you'll be going against will be 2 times host rating.
Yeah.
So, just as a reminder, I know like we're all super rusty and don't know how to play this game properly.
I ain't scared of 14 dice.
Alright, so.
Dad, do you have a
Still
tool belt
lower than mine.
Do I have a tool belt? No.
or tool?
Why would I have tool? I have. Do you want to know what I have? And
I have
start
an
going
entire
through my
shop.
pockets, and I
What do
say,
you need?
I have a comlink. I have these pistols. I have this other pistol. That's about it. So no.
I need to stop by a hardware store.
You know I hate it when you put that accent on.
Boy.
Tinker has like a whole truck that's full of like gear. and
Not only
everything.
that, I have an entire shop, like rating something or other.
You have a whole
like,
what?
shop.
He has a workshop in his car. Or no, it's
Yeah, no, it
garage?
is in my car. You're right.
Oh,
I put it in my car
yeah.
because I put everything in my
Cool.
car. That was the point of this character.
JJ, I can't
JJ,
hear
we
you.
can't hear you.
No voice.
No El Voiso.
Anyways, what I was gonna say was, since Lotus and Pool are gonna go physically there, Crippler and I can maybe
There we go.
call around to some of our contacts and try to, rummage up some info that way.
Okay. Fool, what did you need? Tools
I need a
for?
ladder. You can get into anywhere if you got a ladder.
That is an interesting point. About that.
Wait, are you just gonna like old medieval this shit and just run straight at the wall and put it up there and climb, or what?
No, I'm gonna leave all the guns in the car, walk up with a tool belt that I buy from the hardware store and a ladder, and be like, I'm here to fix the ventilation.
Wait.
It's in the basement.
Wait, can I ask one question? What are
Go
you gonna
ahead,
be wearing while you're wearing this tool belt? Are you just gonna be wearing just the tool belt? Are you like the naked handyman?
I'm gonna wear my suit. I'm a burn victim. Don't shame me.
I'm just glad you actually had a cover for it instead of just I was just gonna wear my suit and do nothing else.
But I was gonna wear my suit and do nothing else.
Whatever. We'll see how it works. At least maybe Lotus won't get shot while you're.
Well, no, she's supposed to be sticking with me the whole time, but in the shadows.
I turn to the
You
new
won't
people
even
and
know
go,
I'm there.
see what I have to deal with. See what I put up with on a day-to-day basis. These two bickering like an old married couple.
That's my dad. That's disgusting.
Anyways, let's get on. Let's get on to it. You guys know what to do. Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
hop in my van. I'm just gonna look at the small elf and just ask if she has a ride.
Yes, I do have a ride. I'll follow.
Got it. I peel out.
Nope.
Just foot to the
nobody-
floor.
Run to my bike and floor it. Just.
Okay. You guys begin to head to said
The hardware store.
hardware store.
Hardware store.
Jesus.
Where
I thought you were
all
gonna
great
say the government
Shadowrun
building. I was gonna be like,
campaigns start.
hold on.
Oh, I'm gonna like send you guys a message. It's gonna be like full punctuation, full capital, like perfect.
Of like a
capitalization.
dad text.
Yeah.
Dear team.
Did you type it like this?
Hey,
Silas?
comma. Don't forget, no shooting people yet. Dot. Have fun,
Be safe.
Maverick.
As that pings up on my screen, I'm just gonna
Thanks,
think
Dad.
in our comm link, like, no, you can just talk to us, right?
I always forget about that. I'll just send a message. Start sending. It'll like do the little like 3-dot thing. And
I'll
be like,
just
"Oh,
yell no.
sorry, I forgot again.
Old people.
Can you, Mr. Tinker, roll Firewall plus willpower?
My firewall is 1,000,000.
Wait, are you already getting hacked? This is fun.
Well, my van's been parked. It happens when I park my van somewhere for too long.
Wait,
People get
how long
suspicious.
have you been parked there? I
The
didn't even-
longer
That's
he's
where I
parked
work.
there,
I
the
don't
more
know. I
used
just
to.
left it there. I just in the back, like, wonder if I could recreate this thing.
I'm under the impression you guys haven't left the house yet. Like you guys were having this
Well, they-
conversation, and then they left.
We're
Yes.
gone.
Right. But
No,
the-
I thought he had already like driven off to the government building and now is getting hacked
No,
by the government.
I don't think so, because I'm under the impression he's still sitting there because he was doing some research on the microchip as well as orbital stuff.
Yep.
Oh dear. Okay, that's okay. 2 hits.
Okay. You have
Oh
a
wait,
single.
I didn't roll my willpower. I didn't roll my willpower.
Oh, okay.
I got that. Just rolled firewall.
Hey, maybe the crippler comes with me.
He's got,
All right.
he's
Same
magic,
hits.
remember?
Yes, but I'm a repairman. Occasionally, a repairman might need a mage. Whenever we have to like hold water back in the pipes, and two, if he's there, we can see how much of a magical effect it might have on him with a good excuse.
Wait, you know that like magicians are like rare, right?
What?
I stick out a little bit.
Yeah, like people with magic in this universe are like super rare, and like people will, like the government would probably just be like tag 'em or bag 'em, and like carry him off to some place.
I didn't know I
him
was
to-
hanging out with criminals. God.
It's not that they're criminal. It's just like they are a wanted, and like they're not wanted. But
They're a desired group.
Yeah.
Like the mutants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fine.
You do. You said 2 hits.
Yeah.
You have a mark on your cyber deck.
Marks.
I ask it not to.
Remember when there was
It
no such thing as marks anymore?
everyone's overlay that has a grenade count goes to 0.
I didn't throw him.
All right. I pull. I sit down in the van. I gear up. I'm going
Yes.
in AR, and I gotta figure out. I want to trace that shit.
Or VR.
As
or
I see
AR?
my counter go to 0, I'm gonna look down at my belt and be like,
I'm going into VR.
I still got him.
I'm like sending a text already.
As I hear the tippy tap, I'm just gonna scream, "Dad!"
Did
You
you
had-
lose your grenades or something? Did something already happen? What's going on?
You still see them like down the road a little bit.
I love how just like an hour of role play, and he goes from cowboy to grandpa.
True.
Hey, what's
All right.
going on
So
over
you're
there?
going in AR. You said.
VR.
VR.
I'm popping in.
So
Are you going?
he
Are you
goes.
going like Hudson?
Going into attack mode.
Are you going hot sim or cold sim?
Hot. I'm done with this shit.
You see the Deckers just sort of plop down in the middle of his van and just like pass out.
Do
It's
we
a
know
familiar sight.
He has no windows, so.
Exactly. Okay. What would you like to do?
I want to trace the mark. I don't remember what the action is, and Drew has my book.
That's
yes.
unacceptable.
Sorry.
Let me play book middleman here.
I'm gonna treat Drew like a library.
Hold on
Take
one
it.
second. I gotta look it up. Hold on.
Wait, I might have it on this thing.
Icon, no. Gem signal. That doesn't have any. Those are program.
Trace icon.
Trace
Yeah.
icon. That's the one.
For some reason, I wasn't finding it.
It's the very, very last one.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't seeing it. All right.
So you'll go ahead and roll.
Electronics
Yep.
plus intuition.
Electronics.
It's also illegal, so just so you're aware.
Criminals.
You're right.
I didn't know I was running with criminals.
just play the song by Britney Spears, Mama, I'm in Love with a Criminal. I'm gonna blare it so y'all can hear it too.
Please don't, because then I'll get copyrighted.
Oh my
In
gosh.
role play, Josh!
I just rolled 6 4s.
You're
First day
actually,
of my life.
you're actually a professional.
Yeah. 2 6s.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Don't you get a bonus for analytical mind?
He gets a free edge.
I get +1 edge, so I'll reroll one of these. Hey, it's a hit.
Hey, you while you're in the Matrix, looking around, so like your cyber deck, you see the icon that pops up, and it's as almost looks like a Pac-Man ghost, so just floating in the air. As you do your trace icon, you do see that it is its own icon. It doesn't go anywhere. It just begins to float and act on its own.
Do I know what that would mean?
What knowledge skills do you have?
Optical illusions?
Not quite.
Yeah.
I don't think your biology is gonna help either in this one.
I have a minor in biology.
Did you write those down somewhere? Cause
I did. I'm gonna go look them up real quick.
The biology one cracked me up, and it actually had use.
I think I took like 2 that were useful.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
looking up illusions. Yeah, so I'm gonna start calling my fixer while they're doing that, and I'm gonna try to get information on this building
Okay.
as best I can. I don't think my fixer's gonna know anything, but I don't really have.
Yeah.
I guess I could
What's his connection?
He's at 3-3.
Okay. You reach out. And who's your fixer again?
My fixer is Silver Fox. She probably doesn't know anything.
Hey. They pick up the phone. Hello.
Yeah, hey Silver, it's me. I got a job, and I'm just kind of curious. Maybe you could help me out here. Have you ever been to the government building? Do you know anything about that?
No, my profession doesn't really mix well with government, unfortunately.
All right. Well, maybe you like passed it by or something. I just thought I'd give it a shot.
Now, I haven't been to that part of Seattle in a hot minute, actually.
I mean, as a fixer, perhaps maybe you've met someone that might know something, or anything in that line.
I could try to make a couple calls and see if I can figure some out. Are you looking for anything particular?
I'm just trying to find some information. That's all. Maybe if you find something, just call me back. We'll keep working on other things till then.
All right, I can do that.
All right. I'll hang up, and then I'll turn to Crippler over here. You know anybody? Maybe.
I think the only person I could really reach out to would be if we're planning on going in any form of disguise later. I have a tailor that might be able to match what they're a uniform or something to get us in. But I can't really get any information on the building, I don't think.
All right. You don't have anybody that's like well connected or anything? You seem like a high society kind of guy, so I just was curious. But not everybody has friends in high places. I understand that.
Your fixer is really high rating, isn't it?
My talismonger is.
That's right. I remember now.
Everything else I have is the same.
It's 4-4.
Yeah.
Travis, you've never
Mhm.
seen one. But your characters. What's your logic, actually?
6.
You think that this might be a sprite.
Oh, I've encountered these before. In weird ways, like. But I don't know how to deal with it. I walk up and I touch it.
It sticks its tongue out at you, and then runs away. You no longer have a mark on your device.
I walk out, and I'm gonna try and I'll probably spend some time, actually a significant amount of time, researching all about sprites and Technoman. I've never had to deal with them before, and that's not something I'm used to. I'm not used to running into stuff that I don't know how it works. Yeah, the whole idea of Technomancers probably just puts Tinker off. He cares about, how things work, and it makes no sense to him.
Yeah.
So that might actually occupy me for a while before I can help the crew out in any way.
All right. Go ahead and roll your logic plus intuition. All right. Does anyone else want to do anything before we fast forward to the hardware store?
You can probably just do that and then we'll come back.
3. Okay. You spend some time looking over Technomancer stuff. Not a whole lot of information on them, especially in, like, the dark web. You see a lot of the same, like, 3 people having conversations, like, more or less trying to see it, even if they are truly existing. A lot of it is, it's people just playing tricks on people. They're like, say it's a one person that's, actively out there while another decker is somewhere hitting off and actually doing the decking portion of it, while one person's avidly, like, Technomancers exist, yada yada yada. But one thing you have, like, even one underlying thing, that even if they do exist, they're even more sought out than mages are, because they're just so unbelievably rare.
Can I treat this like an extended test and roll again to see if I can find out how regular deckers may be able to interact with entities in virtual reality or in the Matrix that have a device, like they're just Technomancers or sprites or whatever?
Sure. Go ahead and roll one more time for me and take away 1 dice pool. And yes, for those of you at home as well, a hit is a 5 or a 6 on a d6. And then if you roll over half your dice pool in ones but get no hits, that is a critical fail. And that means I get to have fun and stuff probably will explode and possibly die. But you can also get a glitch and succeed, where you do something really good and then something unfortunately happens because of it. So just a heads up for you.
Yikes.
It's a good time. It's quality.
4.
4. I would say probably after about 3 hours or 2 hours of, like, actually
5.
digging into Techno. 5.
Analytical mind. I spend my point of edge and take
Perfect.
another hit.
With a total of 8 hits then.
Yes.
You get a basic understanding of sort of how they can react. It's similar. They sort of, the way that they, as you find it, is they work similarly to an agent for a Decker, but they exist
Mm.
on their own in the Matrix without someone having someone tells them what they do, but they're their own separate entity.
Okay.
It's like an agent and a spirit had babies. That's a sprite.
Oh shit. That's a good way to put it.
Thanks. You can go ahead and put as a new knowledge skill, Technomancers.
Yes.
That is going to take 2 hours for you though to go ahead and go over this. So we'll go ahead and fast forward to the hardware store. You guys walk into a hardware store.
I'm gonna leave the rifles and the swords in the car, but the 2 holstered weapons, they're gonna stay on the sides. I'm just gonna look at the elf and see
My
if she's.
pistols are concealed.
I don't.
I'm
Obviously.
inside. Yep.
Oh, you're coming with? Okay.
Why not?
I'll go in and I'm gonna find an average ladder, nothing too fancy, a tool belt, a hammer, and a tape measure.
Okay. As soon as you step in, an alarm goes off. I'm gonna need to see your license for those, sir.
I'm gonna whip it out and put it like right in his face.
I need to scan this, make sure it's valid. He sort of weirdly just takes it and runs it to his machine.
I'm gonna-
What rating is that?
I believe I got as high as I was allowed to. Yeah, fakes in. Oh no, I only got number 4 actually. Time 4. Same thing with the rifle, shotgun, and pistol fake license are all 4.
Okay. And he swipes it through, waits for a little bit. All right, thank you.
I'm gonna pretend I have a skirt on and curtsy, and then I'm gonna continue on.
Okay.
I know why I was worried.
What?
The second you walk in, ML, the alarm goes off again. And he looks over to you. I'm going to need to see your license, ma'am.
Rating 6.
Perfect.
But does the thing know? Does it just sense metal, or does it sense the gun?
Metal.
I'm just gonna put that down. And be like, you don't need it, Dunham. She had a massive surgery back in the day. Her lower half, complete metal. All right, we don't like to talk about it. She's real sensitive.
Well, then it should be on here as well that for cyberware, it's legally required you have a license for that as well.
It's not like bone lacing or anything.
I just got to do it. It's alright, just to protect my business. We got some rough people here in Seattle.
Fine. It's really rude of you, though.
It's really rude
don't
of you.
care.
It's rude for you to do your job.
Yeah,
Get
goes ahead and
out.
scans it. You do not have a license for any sort of cyberware, do you?
No.
I do not actually have metal legs.
Uh,
He's an idiot.
he looks over.
Do you want to check?
No, but I need both of you guys to roll perception tests. So for that, it's gonna be your perception skill plus your intuition.
Oh,
In a hardware store, people.
Already.
I got a 6. No glitch.
1.
Got one 6.
One hit.
No, I got
Yeah.
6 hits.
Oh, okay.
So you got 1,
And I
5,
got
or
1
6.
hit.
Okay. How many ones did you get?
1.
Okay, cool. So you just got a lot of unlucky numbers.
I got lots of threes.
Wade Pool, you see him sort of press a button as he's talking to you guys.
Hey! Would you press the button? Get around, asshole!
And he begins to take off running towards like the back of the warehouse.
What do I see in reach? Is there a ladder in reach?
No, there's not a ladder within reach. There's like
Hammer or tool belt?
uh
You're just gonna steal stuff.
I'm just gonna leave.
Okay.
Damn.
And I'm gonna.
You can go ahead and grab everything you need, more or less, besides the ladder, because he's not around. I can say you can go ahead and grab everything besides the ladder.
Okay.
Are there one of those stairway systems for stocking high shelf?
There
Dude,
is
okay.
one of those.
How much, I'll leave. I'm gonna take the cheap stuff. I'll leave one of my spare chits I have. I'll put like 20 new yen on it, and I'll just leave that spare chit like on the desk.
Okay. ML, you have, by the way, left without your rating 6 sin that he currently had when he ran off with it.
Oh.
Oh, he took your sin?
Yeah, that's what he scanned to check for the cyberware.
Yeah, he still
I'll be right
had
back.
it.
I'll be right back. I go like kicking the back door down.
Okay.
Are you wearing the tool belt too?
Tool belt, fucking room sweeper in the left, fucking predator in the right. Just boosh.
I need you to roll reaction plus intuition.
All right, this fucker's taking a shot.
And see if you are surprised.
Reaction plus intuition is 4-7.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna follow him back in.
As she pats her side, she's like, "Oh fuck!"
God damn. Exact reaction.
I got a 1, so he's gonna hit me.
Yeah, you do not get to dodge.
Let's go, stupid hardware douche.
It is a room sweeper, but it's not sawed off like yours is.
Room sweepers come sawed off.
Yeah, they're just pistols, shotguns.
I thought you did something fancy to yours.
Yeah, mine is. I made a special holster for it.
Oh,
so
that's
I
right.
can
Okay,
fit it off.
but no, it's just a room sweeper.
Okay. Are you shooting flechette or heavy pistol rounds?
Heavy pistol.
What did you just call me?
That's good.
What's-
that would make it?
Yeah, what's the base damage for room sweeper?
The room sweeper is 5p.
All right, you take 11p.
Well, I have to soak 11p.
Right. Yeah. So
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead. What's your defense rating? I apologize.
Oh,
My
yeah.
defense rating,
Let's distribute some
once
edge.
I find it,
Body plus armor.
is
Welcome to combat.
body's a 7. Where the hell is it? Where did I write you?
Probably next to your armor.
Adept.
It's what armor are you wearing?
Oh, here we go. Okay, so 7, 10, 11. 11.
Okay, so neither one of you gets edge. But you can go ahead and use your body now to go ahead and soak 11 points of physical damage. As you just get sprayed with or not sprayed, but you take a single shot to the chest with a.
It happens more often than it should, really.
Are you gonna just drop a grenade in here too?
It's true.
Every time we go for coffee, he gets shot. It's fine.
I'm gonna
As you're
spend-
not quite far that way back there, Emma, you just hear a single gunshot as soon as you hear the door get kicked open.
I'm gonna spend my 5 edge and re-roll my misses.
Okay.
So 3, so I take 5p.
No, if you got 3 hits, how many
Oh.
total?
Sorry, my brain was still thinking.
Yeah, so you
My brain was still
take
thinking 7.
8. 11
Yeah.
minus 3 for 8 p.
Yeah, okay.
Ow.
You got some
Can I-
wounds.
Can I shoot back now?
Well, you can roll initiative now.
Did you take the wired reflexes, Liv? For 40? Did you buy those?
Yes.
Alright, you get 2d6 for yours.
For your initiative. Instead of 1, you get 2.
And then it's your...
So 17.
Agility?
Reaction plus
reaction
intuition
plus
plus
intuition.
2d6.
And then, because you have wired reflexes 1, you also add another 1 to your reaction. So your reaction's 1 higher than its base score.
So I got 18.
18.
Let's go.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta update my initiative tracker now.
The initiative track.
Do I
wanna
see
see
the ID in his hand?
You aren't quite back to where he was at yet, since you came in
Okay.
a little afterwards. You're probably
That's
about
the first thing I look
halfway.
for.
You're probably halfway through the store when you hear the gunshot go off.
Aw.
I'm gonna send him like a text and just be like, how's it going? Did you get the ladder?
You hear a gunshot.
I'm just gonna
Wait,
sigh
Cole, what'd
into
you
the
roll?
comm system.
9.
I never think I would have to write hardware store worker as a NPC, but I'm glad I had one just in case shenanigans like this happened.
He was
Oh
ready.
yeah, well he got a 7.
He's probably some dude. He probably has to reload his gun now. That's his whole turn. Oh, wait, no.
ML, it is your turn. You could probably make it to the door, movement wise. Now.
Oh, we should probably talk about major action.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and discuss that.
So everybody gets one major action, which is like shooting your gun, attacking somebody.
What
using a
page is that on? Do you
skill.
know?
I don't know what page it's on. Oh, I just magically flipped to it. Combat is on page 106. Starts there. and then
I will say the
goes-
actions, the list of actions you can take is on page 41 though.
But you get minor actions equal to the number of dice you roll plus 1. So for you, you roll 2 dice, you get 3 minor actions, which can be used to move, aim, draw your weapons, stuff like that.
So I will say you to get to the door, you'd have to use one minor action worth of movement.
Okay.
So that's one minor action. As you get one major, and you have 2 minors left. Using a skill for like looking to see if he has the card in his hand would be a major action.
Or you can just shoot first, ask questions later, which is probably what JJ's gonna do anyways, so.
I just wanted to grab it and leave.
You can look and see if he has it if you want to. If you don't want to get your hands
I want to
dirty.
get shot in the face. Nah, fuck it. Let's just, I don't know, shoot him.
Shoot him. Go ahead
Yeah.
and roll your pistol skills since you have the specialization, plus your agility.
Does she get a point of edge because it's newly cleaned?
Not quite.
You can also aim.
Hold on, I have so many dice. Wait, so do I do
You can use another
the
minor action
plus
to
8 for
aim.
the pistol?
Yeah, plus 8
Yeah,
for the
so
pistol,
plus 8
and then your
and
agility.
plus your agility,
Okay, hold on.
which I think is 7, so.
Yeah, so we're gonna
15 dice.
Yeah.
That's how many I roll. And
Whoa.
I'm magical.
Swarvel, aren't you just so excited to go to the hardware store?
It would have been real bad if I did.
It's probably true. Fireball!
8. 8 hits.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, in this
Murder
game,
civilians. Murder.
you take your damage, your damage value of your gun, and then you add your hits, your
Net hits.
to it. He has to,
Damage
he
value
still
of 3.
has
Yeah.
he
So
still has to dodge. So.
I dodged 4, so you have a net hits worth of 4. So whatever your base damage is, plus 4.
And they're explosive rounds, so it's actually an additional +2 on top of that. So,
Yeah.
So it's
Is it
5
plus
plus
2?
4, so 9. Yeah.
9.
Explosive is a +1.
Oh, okay. So 8.
8.
Right.
Let's see if this
Upside
poor
down.
guy can resist. 8 physical.
Probably can't. He's just a guy.
A single shot rings through behind you from an Ares Predator, Wade Pool.
Silenced her.
Silence Dares better.
Yeah. As
For
you
sure.
see him drop down to one knee and then face first in a pool of blood.
Alright.
Wade Pool.
I'm gonna grab my ID,
Okay.
right, because he's dead, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my knife
Okay.
and I'm gonna carve a lotus.
Jesus. Okay.
So,
Tinker.
fuck did you get me involved in?
Wait. Are you a serial killer or what's going on here? Do you have this
It's the
signature-
mark of people who have wronged me.
Oh, okay. Do you have
So,
like
But I carved the lotus into his neck. Grab my ID and run.
As you guys head toward the back door or the front door, you do pass the ladders,
Taking a ladder.
and
I'm also gonna take my shit back.
I was
The
wondering
money.
if you were gonna grab that.
I'll take my money back, little fucker.
And as you guys load
Well,
up,
see, Wade Pool is smart enough that he definitely grabbed the little giant ladder system.
exactly.
Yep.
Sure.
So now we have
BFL.
one little giant ladder system.
Hey, those things are the bomb.
They are.
That's what I'm talking
They
about.
really are.
They're awesome.
You do hear the sound of sirens begin to head in the distance.
As I walk out the front door, I'm gonna throw a high explosive behind me.
I'm gonna just
Everyone
I'm just gonna try
on
and
their
stealth-
overlay sees their explosive count go down by 1.
Actually, no. I'm gonna go
Wait.
fragmentation.
now.
Bigger blast.
Sorry, the fragmentation count goes down by 1.
What the hell did they just
Did
do?
you- Did you check proximity before you used that?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, we'd have to go. We gotta go.
I just stealth.
Are you just dropping it? You're on your motorcycle, aren't you? So you're just driving off?
I think he's throwing it in the store behind him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had ladder in this hand, like the belt on with the hammer, like already in the belt, and I'm just like just straight like pull the pin teeth, throw
Oh,
behind.
I
and
Go-
wanted you to use
Hey,
the
can you go
fucking
ahead
hammer.
and roll your grenade throwing?
Oh gosh.
which is
Agility.
Of course, he gets a bonus because he's carrying the little giant ladder system.
is it
Agility plus athletics.
okay?
Are
Yeah,
you
we
looking
read
for
that
3
wrong
hits?
last time. It's not strength. It's agility.
That makes sense.
Three.
You got a what?
3.
All right, it goes exactly where you wanted it to go. As you guys leave, as you drive off together, you do see or hear a loud go off. As you guys weave your way into traffic and get non-noticed as a couple of Lone Star vehicles drive up to up to the store, as it is in a blaze from the hike or the fragmentation grenade you decided to throw into this poor store.
I don't know that
Destroyed
cameras.
everything. Destroyed the cameras. Destroyed the evidence. I mean,
Hey, if I can't have a ladder, no one can have a ladder.
But you have a ladder.
but you have a ladder, so
Yeah,
you
the
get
last
one and
Against
they
it
don't.
will.
To be fair, he was fine selling you the ladder. It was the other person who was not very welcome.
Yeah, she's a sketchy motherfucker.
Can I get like a status report here?
We
We're one fragmentation down.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
a one grenade situation.
Wait,
I
no,
one
where?
shot him, and we blew up the building.
Okay,
Fine,
there's the new girl. All right, you didn't kill. Good. That's all.
I
I'm
did the
worried about.
killing this time.
Dad, I need a nap.
Oh, maybe I
And-
shouldn't have sent you both together.
You do see. You did
This was the
see.
worst pairing we could have randomly made.
Right. Lotus, you did see that there was a pretty nice gunshot wound in Wade Pool as you guys were like leaving and separating.
Yeah. I guess we go back
Fine.
to his creepy van, and I can patch him up.
Wait, does he also have a creepy vein?
Yeah, I turned it in.
Yeah, I sleep in it.
Okay, so you guys, you just want to pull off
Yeah,
somewhere on the side of the road?
Yeah,
Okay.
and not out in the open.
Sure, you guys find a
Oh
dark,
my God.
sketchy alley for the creeper van to park into. As you rip open the side door and you see a bleeding Wade Pool. Since we now
Hi.
have someone in the party who knows how to use a first aid kit, go ahead and roll your biomed.
How long have we been playing Shadowrun in general,
Is it just the
Like-
including
wait,
5e?
It's biotech plus logic, plus your med kit
rating.
rating.
2.5 years, including 5th edition.
Yeah.
But 6th edition, it was only. I think we said it was like 3 months.
I had it written down.
I'm
Oh.
just curious how often,
So plus
of
the
what
6?
proportion of that 2.5 years have we had somebody that could actually use a med kit?
Well, in 5th edition, you didn't have to be like trained to use a med kit.
Okay. That's fine.
You could just
I also-
default on the first aid roll.
Got
I
it.
also made like a whole LMG medic class that was a giant minotaur at
Five.
one point.
It's true.
That's cool.
5 hits.
5 hits. So the first one
It's a
doesn't.
gimme.
Wait, you have essence of
No.
6, right?
That doesn't matter for
No.
physical healing. Like. that
Oh,
doesn't
okay,
matter
just magic.
for med
okay,
kits. It's
so-
just magic.
So the first one doesn't count. So you get 4 hits. You get 4 boxes back of healing.
Bam.
You're welcome.
I
Thank you.
totally wanted you to carve a lotus into him anyway.
Jesus.
I do it when I heal, I do it when I kill, I just do it all.
I haven't wronged her yet.
I don't know. You're the reason that happened. That could have been a normal
Hey.
hardware store trip, and you had to make it difficult. We're trying not to. do it.
I don't see the problem. I got the ladder.
At least you got the ladder for free.
You got the little giant ladder system. I want to be very clear that that's what we have.
Hey, make sure to put all of those things you have on your character sheet, please.
Please,
Okay.
you have to.
All right, you two. Try not to kill anybody else on your way to a government building, where if you shoot people there, then bad things might happen. You know, like you die.
And this seems like a perfect time to take our break.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to go to bed in
Yeah.
like 40 minutes, like 50 minutes.
That is perfect. I just need to use the restroom real bad. If we could just take like a 5-minute bathroom break, and then we can go ahead and finish out.
We can do it.
All right.
15.
What?
Be back in 15.
Yeah, be back in 15. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What's wrong with my microphone? That's a good question. I'll ask it later.
Yeah. Have like a sit down with it.
We're ready. So, last we left off, Lotus was over here healing up Mr. Wadepool. Bandage him up real good. Make sure he's taken care of after getting shot. Because people decided to use a fake sin and said, oh, hey, this person has cyberware. Oh, they don't have cyberware. Which you may want to check the status of that fake sin sometime before you try to use it again.
That's why I blew it up. It shouldn't have been able to send it.
It says it when it's
I actually have
sliced.
multiples, so.
Well, you will find out that it is burned. So
Wow, a 6 got burned already. Jeez.
I mean, it was flagged as a fake.
You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna shoot them as soon as let me see your ID. I'm like, oh well, okay. It's just how it's gonna go from now on.
That'll be real interesting in about 5
Cool.
seconds as
I'm
you
gonna
pull up to the
dispose of
government
it.
building.
I'm gonna dispose of it.
For then.
Okay. So you went ahead and dispose of that one, put it in the special section of Do Not Disturb. You go ahead and pull up to the government building. It's roughly about 11 a.m. You know, a casual morning grenade in the morning.
He loves the
A
smell of
breakfast grenade.
Exactly. It's a brunch
Wait.
grenade. Thank you very much.
Brunch grenade.
What's the grenade count at right now?
4 fragmentations, 11 high explosives.
No, we're doing great today. We're doing great today.
It's 11. We haven't burned through 5 of each grenade. We're making progress.
And no one important has died. So that's
Well, I'm pretty sure his family thought he was important, but that's besides the point.
Well, we've got a grenade for them. Wait.
Oh,
that's
wait.
Too far.
Jesus. But you guys go ahead and arrive. There's not a whole lot of traffic outside. Probably surrounding, from what you guys could tell, surrounding the building. There's probably about 11 cars that are parked outside the government building.
I'm gonna park down the street.
Okay, you had parked down LA Street. What would you guys like to do as you guys are now?
Casually walk up and just kind of walk around. What's around? Like, it's probably not just.
No, so
Nothing.
it's like a.
Are there like shops and stuff?
So it's inside of a square is the government building. Surrounding it, are gigantic skyscrapers. Like we're talking 100, 150 floors. You're in the middle of downtown Seattle. You can probably see, what would that be? Ares Corp, like one of the Big Ten corporate headquarters, within eye shot of where you are.
in like the thick of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are downtown. There is quite a bit of foot traffic walking around. There's never a moment where you guys are just the only 2 people on the street.
Cool. I'm just gonna blend in with the crowd and just kind of like walk around, like kind of scope the building.
Okay, first go ahead and roll a stealth for me, which will be stealth plus agility. And then we can go ahead and roll perception afterwards.
How's that red suit treating you? Middle of all those.
A little bit more red.
That's why it's red.
It's probably more like a maroon now.
There is a giant bullet hole with a band-aid wrapped around.
Do you have like coveralls, man?
5.
5 for stealth? Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception for me now as you're taking a stroll around the building.
Perception was.
Intuition plus perception.
Oh, sorry.
You're alright.
I'll figure this out at some point. 2, 3. 3.
3. easy things that you notice: there is a camera. There is a light pole at each corner. Although the light pole is not on, you can see there is a camera attached to said light pole. Looks like it is a dome, so it's like it can swivel 360. And you do see there is an entrance on each side of the building, and there is a guard standing outside of each entrance.
Okay. What I noticed looking up the building, so like that's like ground, but like
Up, it's just a.
it's like one story because it's mostly down, right?
No, it's actually a 10-story building.
Oh, cool.
10-story building. The main floor is looks like it's made of some kind of stone, but second floor to 10 is glass windows.
Okay.
Team, I just had a thought, team. You know, since we're going down, is there any kind of like sewer system or something? Like a tunnel? Like underground passageways?
I ask Socrates, as I am probably currently knee deep in a book about technomancers.
Yes. Searching. Do you have to roll for that, or does it just do it?
It just does it. It's rating 6. I can roll 6 if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 6 for me.
It also says in the rule book that it does sometimes it does too well what I ask it to do, so you can have some fun with that if you'd like.
I'm so excited you said that.
Socrates is a bit of an ass. Feel free to.
Yes. That's what I like to hear.
Don't give him too much power. He's just gonna tell you off your person.
One hit.
One hit. Yes, there is X amount of hundreds of thousands of sewer lines that run underneath of Seattle.
Socrates, you know he meant close to the building. Can you give him the schematics?
Define close.
Within a 1 kilometer radius.
Information not found.
Well, it was shot, so crates.
Information found. There's roughly there's no schematic for it, but it's listed that there's roughly like 1,000 feet of sewer lines underneath the city within that 1 kilometer.
So, alright. 1,000 feet?
Yep.
That's a lot of feet.
It is a lot of feet. Hey, in case you're wondering, it's
I didn't
1,000
realize
feet. Just make sure that we're all understood on the same number.
It's not.
Next time it'll be 10,000 feet.
Exactly.
Can we get like a schematic of that, or is it just
Do we got like a blueprint
yeah?
so I can?
Socrates can only get what's public information, so if it required any hacking, then we wouldn't get it. But if it's just like out there, like you can know where the sewer is, then you. That's up to. GM.
Blueprints are public knowledge.
Please see your public library.
All right. Well, that's something that me and Mage can do, I guess. Where's the public library?
It's like down the street, maybe like a couple blocks away from the public building or like the government building.
All right. You any kind of bookworm or?
A little bit, not much. I should.
All right. Well,
have
maybe
enough.
maybe we could put our minds together, scrounge up something. We'll head down to the public library to look up sewer schematics around state capitol or whatever.
Okay. You head down to the public library. It does take a little bit of digging, but you're able to go ahead and find a old blueprint of Seattle.
Like how?
2070.
And we're in 2077 now.
Yes.
Okay, so not okay. I was hoping, as long as you weren't like 1872.
Yeah, it was actually the original Seattle.
There was no sewers. Okay. So 2070, that's fine. I try to like get the map in the picture frame and like take a couple blurry pictures. God, I can never get this to work, you know.
Can somebody besides Grandpa take?
I send you like 4 pictures. Each of them are just blurry. Like one of them's off center.
The crippler? Take these photos, please.
Alright, I'm gonna take a picture and send it over as well.
Okay. It is a pristine picture.
At least
First
compared to
try.
mine.
Good, comparatively.
How do you get it so clean like that? Every time I take a picture, it's all shaky and stuff.
Well, after you hit a certain age, you just start shaking.
Hey, I'm
You
not
can't help
that
it.
old. I'm not that old, son.
All right. So ground team, JJ, what are you doing as you see, Lotus walk towards and then sort of disappear into the crowd?
I'm gonna put all my weapons. I'm gonna lock them up in the car, like literally all of them. I'm just
Even
gonna
the
have
grenades?
even the grenades.
I want everyone to just take in this moment.
Somebody clip it.
So it's a recon mission.
Yeah, someone
It's a
in the chat,
recon.
clip this moment for me, please. I need you to.
I mean, my hands are still pretty goddamn deadly.
It's true.
And I got a hammer.
It's true.
I guess I got a
Um,
brick.
So I got the hammer, I got the tape, got the belt, I got the ladder in my left hand.
You got the what?
The ladder.
I think you
Are you
meant
wanting me
the,
to,
the
are you
little
going to call
giant.
it the little giant ladder? Are we sponsored or some shit?
Maybe we can be.
What a weird
Maybe we
sponsor.
could just foldable ladders.
We take any and all sponsorship opportunities.
Hashtag
Conveniently and lightweight little giant ladders at your local non-blown-up hardware store for $59.95.
I'm gonna lock the van and I'm gonna start walking. It's not really a van; it's a Humvee actually, so it's not a creepy van. Now I think about it, it's
Thank you. Thank
it's a
you for
pretty
making me feel good for a while.
It's an
I want to
actually
see-
pretty militarized vehicle.
Not a creepy.
And I'm just gonna start walking towards not really the front, just kind of like go on the side, see if I can't find like a side door or a back door.
As you do sort of like a lap around, you notice that every side has an entrance with a guard standing next to it.
I'm just gonna kind of walk up, not too close, just enough to get like a decently close, but like, with the ladder, like, scary looking fella, looking for the maintenance entrance.
Matrix.
That's what they call it.
That's all of them,
Technical
sir.
term, well played.
What?
It's all of them. He sort of raises his voice.
Which one gets me to the basement? I gotta get to the ventilation system.
What basement?
There. What? You guys are. Where do you keep your ventilation system? You guys are having a. All right, Sonny. Here's the deal. We got a carbon monoxide warning back at our facility that this building is having a buildup in pressure in its tanks. I need to go down there and make sure that the valves still work. You guys don't blow it up. All right. So I don't. It's usually in the basement. I don't know where you guys put it. Can you ask your maintenance division or whoever the poop works here? I need to go check these tanks.
Roll con for me, please.
I don't have
Default.
that.
If you don't have con, then
Sure.
default on
I'm
charisma.
sure he gets a bonus for holding the little giant whip.
You know what? I'll
I'm gonna need as many bonuses as you can.
that'll be
'Cause
we'll
you
go ahead
have
and go
zero- you have
3.
1 charisma, right?
We'll go ahead and go
Three?
3 because you're in full getup.
Nice.
Rolling 3 dice.
Oh god.
Oh, I got one.
Let's go.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, I rolled a 1 and a 2, so I was literally just 1 off from critically glitching.
It
Which
didn't
means he's-
happen.
Like, if I
Yeah.
critically glitched, he'd like take my soul.
True.
You would just a grenade would pop at your feet and you would just blow up. No.
Hey, he said bad things, not good things.
That's true.
I would just kick that grenade and be like, ha my favor!
Yeah, let me get someone on the horn for you. And he sort of reaches over to his walkie-talkie. Hey, can I get someone from maintenance to come out here? I guess we have a CO2 issue or something, carbon monoxide. I don't know what this guy said. He doesn't talk well.
I'm gonna fold the lightweight, super handy little giant ladder out so I can sit on it.
Now we're talking.
That's what it's there for.
Exactly.
But in the little form, not the giant form. That way it's a
Good.
nice, good seat.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Pep.
It's all comfy and padded.
I'm gonna have Pep update
Is
our
it? I don't know.
our background to have a little giant hidden somewhere in it. You sort of plop down. You get a weird look as you're just sort of plop down.
I give a
I'm
look as if
watching.
I
Look
don't give
around.
a fuck. I'm here just to collect a paycheck.
That's not how I sound at all, by the way.
He notices that
I'm
the
a method actor. I
the,
learn from surroundings.
the bandaging over your gunshot wound. Was that recent?
Yeah, it happened last week. This is what happens when the tanks get too high pressured and you're close by. Shrapnel. It's not good. You don't want these tanks blowing.
Right. Shortly, probably like maybe a couple minutes later, someone in just like dirty coveralls sort of pops up. Hey, what can I help you with there, friend?
Ah, finally a man of class. I can tell. Hey, we got a warning that your CO2 tanks were getting a little too high pressured for the ventilation system. I'm just here to make sure your valves are up to date so nothing goes kablooey, alright? I don't know how good your insurance is here, so we figured we'd just come by and do it pro bono.
Pro bono on CO2?
No, you've already paid for your CO2. I'm just here to check the valves, alright? I don't want to have to file a claim, and since y'all be the government all and take care of us, we figured we'd just come down and do it without you even calling for us. Because I'm sure you would have. So, I'm just here to check them, make sure keep them up to date, and if they do need repairs, I got some extra valve covers right here.
Alright, follow me.
Alright.
And he sort of
Fold up my handy little letter.
you do walk in, kind of like a marble floor, that's all over the, like, it has a, in God We Trust, sort of in the floor.
I'm gonna salute the floor.
And you do see, not even a couple steps in, there is a very nice looking metal detector. with a conveyor belt on the side. You can go ahead and put your stuff in. They go ahead and the guy takes the ladder from you and walks around. Or sorry, the little giant from you and walks around the metal detector.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a mighty handy man. Thank you.
Well, that is my job title. And they go ahead, take your belt and everything. You do not have any metal now on you, do you?
Yeah. I got what is it called? Bone lacing aluminum.
The bone lacing does go off. I just need to see your sensor. Just want to make sure that this is all legal and everything. I'm sure you understand.
Rating 4.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to have no like license for cybernetics?
I do. Rating 4.
It beeps.
I got
Hold
hurt back in the war.
Hold on a second. So it didn't read it quite right. I just need to run it one more time here.
Go ahead, Sonny.
It beeps again, similar tone.
You having a problem over there?
Yeah. Just one more time, just want to make sure if it's our system or if it's a issue with the SIN here. Sorry about this, sir.
It's fine.
Rolling all the dice.
This time it passes by green. There it goes. And it goes and it hands it over to you.
Thank you.
I can't believe I tied that twice.
That's what was going on.
If it ties, it can't read whether it's a fake or not. So you have
This
to.
comes up as an error.
Yeah, it comes up as an error. So you go ahead and head over to he takes you over to a door on the first floor. It says maintenance only.
I'm gonna pull up my phone and be like, hold on, gotta let my boss know I made it. And I'm going to activate my image link patch through my goggles. And show them where I'm walking, show the whole group everywhere where I'm at, what I'm looking at.
Okay. So you guys see a
I tell Socrates to film that, and I will watch it later because I'm still philosophizing.
Okay. Recording now. And you guys see the marble floor. There's a spiral staircase that wraps up on both sides, bringing it up to the second floor. As there is also an elevator across the way. But you walk into a small little maintenance closet. And you see a couple of tanks. Well, we don't have any CO2 tanks, but we got this carbon monoxide filter here, and we got well, that's really about it.
You guys don't have any CO2 tanks?
Why would we need CO2 tanks? We try to get rid of that so we can breathe.
No, you got the CO2 tanks to take out the fires when the fire starts. You don't want water in here. It'll ruin everything. That's why you guys got the CO2. Hold on. Hold on. Let me look at my paperwork.
Okay.
See if maybe I just got this building confused. Hold on. One sec. I'll start going through my phone and be like, are you sure there isn't a basement? It says they're in the basement.
No, sir. No, we don't have a basement in this building.
Well, I guess I didn't come here for nothing. I guess I'll check your monitors, I guess, and your carbon monoxide. I feel like it's a waste coming out here. I could have sworn this was the building. All right. Well, I'm gonna. I get up and I begin to examine the testers or the detectors.
Sure. Easily enough, you look around, they're perfectly fine as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Not in the red.
Well, it's about it. Before I go, you wouldn't happen to have a crapper around here, would you?
Yeah, I can show you right over here. And he sort of like walks out, and like right across the hall is a bathroom.
Thank you.
No problem. And he sort of plops down because it was like a maintenance closet, but it also had his like workstation there.
Did he just point at it and he kind of fucked off?
Yeah, he
Or is he
pointed
just-
over and then like walked, stayed inside of the maintenance to fill out some paperwork.
Did he close the door behind him or?
No, it's still ajar a little bit. He
Alright,
can't look out the door from where he's sitting though.
I'm just gonna be like, ML, where are you at?
I'm right outside the building. I haven't been able to do my thing yet. During that, did I see any like vents or anything to crawl into, or like while I was doing my scope around the building?
Nothing. Nothing really. There's a manhole on on the north street. In the middle of it, there's a manhole, but no like secret vents that's gonna take you straight down to the secret basement.
You said it was in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll have to come back later when it's not so busy. Just walk around as much as you can. Are there ceiling tiles? Look up.
Hey, look, there's ceiling tiles.
Yeah. You want me to take a look with my handy ladder? What's up there? See if there's any sort of.
Yes. You take a look up the.
Unfold my handy ladder as much as I can inside the stall.
You're so lucky I said it's a little giant ladder system. That actually is easy.
Right.
I will
You set up the
put my head
little
up.
giant and you poke your head up. I mean, there's a lot of cables that are being ran through there. But, I mean, it'd be difficult to crawl around up there.
Like, do we know what kind of cables those are? Is there a way we can tell if they're like?
Well, I mean, I just show the camera, the cables. The
It's,
tech guy.
it's currently being
they look-
recorded.
Well, he's not
Yeah.
even paying attention, is he?
No.
Does anybody
sorry.
know what kind of cables those are? Like, video cables? They some kind of
If anyone has
internet
electronics,
cables.
Oh, I do have a +2.
you
in
can
that
go
too.
ahead and roll
you
electronics.
go.
It's logic plus your electronics.
Three.
3. With all your technical know-how on, especially on like certain systems and getting into places, you've seen a couple of these cords or wires before. You can tell that a majority of them are. It looks like to go to a security system. But otherwise, they just either are wiring between some like internet if they have like hard lines, or just electrical wiring in general. But you do notice there is some pretty high tech security wires up there.
Okay.
You want me to cut the red one?
No. That's the information we needed for now. For up there. So put everything back. Make sure it looks like you weren't there.
All right. I'll put back everything.
Okay, you go ahead and put the towel back. You take your little giant down. As you're sort of popping up, you do look over. You do happen to, with your perception, because as you are a very perceptive person, you do notice there is someone in the stall next to you, sort of just looking like, "Do you mind?"
Sir, I'm clearly a man of maintenance. I apologize for the Problem here, English is not my first language. My first language is Narnia. But I apologize. I will let you get back to your business. Everything's clear up there, by the way, just to let you feel more comfortable.
Instantly begins looking at the ceiling like, why wouldn't it be okay? You go ahead and take down your ladder, and you get, as you like are finishing like putting the ladder to carryable size, you see this this gentleman sort of like awkwardly like walk up to the sink and try not to make eye contact with you.
I'm gonna make solid eye contact the whole time.
He doesn't know because you're wearing a mask, but he can feel it.
Oh, it's looking right at him.
Does he look like he works there?
Yes, it does. You can see a badge on his hip.
You think you can
Oh!
swipe that?
I'm gonna hammer in the right hand, and I'm gonna try to swipe in the left.
That's not where I thought this was going, but
Well, just in case he catches me, I'm gonna lump him. All right.
I thought it was definitely lumping first.
I was getting ready.
No, it's the hammer's just in case. He's like, what are you doing? Nothing.
I was getting ready to praise JJ for finally leading some sort of mission without murdering people. And here we go.
The hammer is only a plan B.
Go ahead and
That's progress.
true. Go ahead and
Cool.
roll.
It's stealth.
Yeah.
Stealth plus.
Steal stuff.
Is this just stealth or
plus
stealth?
agility.
Okay.
Stagility, if you will.
Wait, that's 9. I need one more. Fuck. That's one. So that's 1, 2, 3. I got a 3.
All right. Is that what you want to keep?
So
Or
I
do
don't
you
have a
want
choice.
edge? Oh, you don't have any edge.
No, I spent it all.
Versus perception.
And by the way, the hammer's cocked and ready to go. Yeah. Think I'm joking.
I do not.
I mean, he's not even trying to make eye contact with you, so really,
Yeah, he's trying real hard to not see me, which works.
How many hits
It
did
was
you get?
a long con.
I got 3.
You swipe the badge.
Oh my god, the man gets to keep his cranium.
Get out of there.
I'm gonna like put the hammer away and like a. That fucking worked? What?
Do you look slightly disappointed?
It's just surprise, just like it never goes in my favor. And then I'll proceed to try to sneak out the bathroom without the maintenance guy seeing me. I don't give a shit if Joe Blow sees me. He gets to keep his life. Lucky for him.
Okay. You walk back out. You have to go through obviously the metal detector again. They go ahead. They take the.
No. I'm not trying to leave.
Oh, okay. Just exit the. Or exit.
I'm trying to exit the bathroom without maintenance guy seeing
Yeah.
me, and I'm just gonna go wander around until someone tells me I have to leave.
So you will be able to freely roam as long as your heart desires until you decide to go either use the elevator, which is going to require the access card, or if you try to go onto one of the offices, the specialized offices.
I'm just gonna see if I can't find any sort of like stair access or any sort of like map, like you are here kind of thing. I'm just gonna record the whole place for recon purposes.
Yeah, there's a spiral staircase that goes all the way up the 10 floors in the middle of the building. So that would be your stairway access. You do have visual if you're on the bottom floor of seeing all the staircases going up. You do walk around, you get a good look, and you have now knowledge of the first floor. Is there anything specific you were wanting to make sure was on that video?
So like every big building, like a mall, has like a back section that usually is like it has like either hallways where it connects the whole building or just like back rooms for like storage or maintenance purposes. Like I want to find that area.
So there is no like back hidden area. A lot of it is a very open, especially on the first floor, is an open, like the main area in the middle where the staircases are is circular. It sort of has the four hallways that extend down. That have each of them have rooms going on both sides. Most of them are individual offices. You do find a sign that sort of like talks about each floor. Let me go ahead and get that information pulled up real quick.
Crippler, there is something that you could do. You said you're a mage, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever have you ever projected yourself? I heard that full mages could do something like that. You know, kind of like you kind of like fall asleep, but like your spirit goes on a journey. Have you ever done something like that?
I've done that. It's called ayahuasca.
out
Jesus.
of character, because you're a full mage, you can actually do what's called astral projecting. Basically, you can like
Okay.
Doctor Strange yourself, and you can pretty much go anywhere at like the blink of an eye. So if you wanted to, you could try to like spirit yourself over to the building and kind of like check it out if you wanted
Okay.
to. It's just something you can do.
Okay.
I can't do it because I'm not a full mage, but you can because you are. You're actually the only person in our whole that can.
Might as well try it then.
Yeah, so you pass out in the back of the creepy van.
Oh, are we hanging out?
I mean, you guys
Well,
were all
I drop
together.
him off there because I have a motorcycle. So
I am
you can't just be like,
I am very sorry. I've been doing research this entire time. For 2 hours, you're just sitting in my car while I'm like, shh.
It's gonna be okay. So as you pass out and begin to project yourself into it, you do see there is a barrier that you wouldn't be able to pass through as a spirit. In certain rooms, you do see that there are a couple spirits that are free floating throughout the government building. Mostly spirit of men, but they don't seem to be malicious in any sort of way or anything. It's sort of like just like they're stuck. But there are, you notice on the first floor especially, there are about 5 different rooms where you can't get access into it because they have some sort of magical barrier that would stop you from being able to get in.
Okay.
JJ, I will go ahead and send you that list of what each floor is. But that's where we're going to wrap it up for now. We'll go ahead and pick up next week as we get a little bit more deeper in what's going on inside of this area as we just do some fancy legwork before the actual run of trying to figure out how to get to the basement.
When we come back next time,
Uh-huh.
can I have a schematic made up where I've pinpointed which rooms that are magical barriered, and I've know the locks from our video recon and stuff, so we can talk about.
Yeah, go ahead and put that in the Discord call so I have that to work on.
Okay.
But I mean, you'll get it in the story wise or in the gameplay wise. You'll get it later on, just because you're spending that time learning about Technomancer still while this is all happening. And then
For
after
sure,
that,
yeah.
then you can go ahead and begin.
I figure I'd spend them
compile.
doing it or something.
Yeah, for sure. So we do a couple things around here. One, Mr. Tinker, how can people support us in this channel?
Well, the first thing you can do to support our channel is tune in next week as we continue our run. We love to play this game, and we hope to bring some people some joy doing it. If you want to spend some of your hard-earned cash to help us out, you can subscribe or you can donate directly to JBruce. That type of stuff, that money is going to go right to making our stream a little bit better. We commission this art, and we have a lot of technological needs that need to be met, so that helps us out a lot. If you want to support us, but you don't have the money to spend, we understand. If you have Amazon Prime, then you have Twitch Prime. If you link your Amazon Prime and Twitch Prime accounts, then you get one free subscription every month, but it doesn't renew. So you're going to have to come back every month and click the button to help us.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And last but not least, Sir Maverick, the old and can't take photos.
I'm not that old.
Can you go ahead and tell people where they can go to catch up on some old Shadowrun, this Shadowrun, and maybe some little bit of Starfinder?
Yeah, you can go to youtube.com/jbrew11. All the socials are there in the chat, and you can go catch past episodes of this one, previous ones. You can watch JJ kill my last character. You can watch him and Travis try to kill another one of my characters. before that.
They're out to get you.
Just a lot of killing me in game. So yeah, check it out there. You can also watch like Starfinder games that we've done. There's plenty of stuff on that channel, so check it out.
Yeah, when do those videos upload?
They upload every Friday. So.
Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Alright guys, that's going to be it for us tonight. We will be again here next week. Same time, same place. So be here and see what we can, what their team's going to come across in this spooky government building. Bye!
Come back, man.
Bye.